Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Otakuology podcast. I'm your host, Otaku Mike. With me, as always, is Jin. He can't do the cha-cha slide and lie, Graves.
Yeah.
And today, we are talking about King of the Hill, Season 14, Episode 8. I still don't remember what the name of this episode is, even after we tried to record last night. And we had an epic fail to record.
I didn't even look at what the name of this episode was either.
But man, let's, like we said in our last recording that we tried to do, let's get the negative out of the way. Let's get the
elephant out of the room.
Yeah. About this episode. Now, I will say, I don't 100% fault the actor for his portrayal as Kahn-scious because he's only in this one episode, so maybe he will do better next season. But damn, that ain't Kahn. That is not Kahn.
That is not Kahn. I agree with you. I am confused what they tried to portray. Because I think we're both on the same wavelength with that Kahn sounded just like super, super young and super Americanized compared to what he used to sound like.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess he could kind of sound a little Americanized, before in some aspects,
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Maybe it was just the drastic change in voice. But, I mean, I don't want to get too political or politically correct on this podcast, but lately people have been like, oh, we want actual ethnicities to voice the ethnic characters in these shows, which I feel like is a fair thing to do,
Right.
Because, famously, Kahn was voiced by a white guy.
Right.
And I don't know. I'm hoping for more, better out of the actor, because I have seen him in a couple things. I saw him in the Dookie Howser reboot, and he was on this. He had a comedy special. I think it was on Netflix or something, and he was really funny in that comedy special that I watched.
What's the guy's name?
I don't remember what his name is.
Okay.
I don't remember what his name is.
Oh, you're fine.
I would have to look it up, but I can't look it up at the moment.
No, my only thing I feel like in that, and it's the same thing that we've talked about with comics before, I feel like if you're going to change anything drastically with a character and it doesn't exactly make sense, i.e. I will say like Iceman, just overnight, realizing that he's gay. Really, I think you just shouldn't play with those characters that way and just go ahead and make a new character or somebody to fill that role if that's what you're feeling like.
Yeah, no, I get it. So that actor's name is Ronnie Chang.
Okay.
Is his name? No, I agree, honestly, because one of my favorite characters, Tim Drake, the third Robin.
Yeah.
Somebody decided one day that they're like, oh, we're gonna make him, I think, bisexual.
Yeah.
I think it was, and which is fine, but it just came out of nowhere, to be honest.
No, and I mean, it, in that sense, it could have been a good story. I feel like in that sense of if it slowly was him coming over the fact, realizing that he's bi, and things like that, not just overnight. And I kind of feel like with Kahn's character, that's kind of how it happens, especially because it is voice acting. It's not something gradual you could do.
Yeah.
And it just kind of, I will say, it hits you in the mouth out of left field.
It does.
You're like, what?
Even with the new Dale voice actor, there are times where I'm like, I can't 100% tell which one is which sometimes.
Yeah, yeah,
or he does like a faithful enough like job at it. You know, sometimes you can tell, oh, that's not original Dale. You know, but
yeah,
I feel like he kind of slipped into the role a little bit better of Dale than Ronnie slips into the role of Kahn.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like when he slipped into Dale's voice acting, there's a strong argument you could say, like, oh, well, Dale went through some kind of a surgery, and that's why he sounds the way that he
Or
does now.
smoking all those cigarettes, you know?
Yeah, like something
Yeah.
like that. With Khan, it's almost like somebody gave him either a anti-aging pill or something, and he went from being like somewhat old man Khan that we could have, remembered, into like my example yesterday was like one of Chang's like fraternity brothers.
Yeah.
Like that's just now. But let me ask you this:
Uh-huh.
Chang's dad, Mr.
Uh-huh.
Wasanasan, I couldn't remember what his first name was.
Ted.
Ted, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you think that they could have had the same voice actor as Ted come in and try and do a better job than?
Maybe, but I don't know if Ted got replaced or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I think I heard something before, like people didn't like Ted, the Ted voice,
Yeah.
but I could be misremembering. I don't remember.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But yeah, but let's go
Get into
past
the
this.
get into the meat of
Let's
potatoes.
let's go past this and get into the meat and potatoes, or the meat and the sticky rice. Just saying.
The pineapple rice.
The
Is
the
that what it
ma-
was?
the
Mango rice.
mango infused sticky
That's what
rice.
it is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the cheese sticks. We could get into the cheese
Oh
sticks.
yeah, yeah. Let's get into those cheese sticks.
Yeah.
That's some well animated cheese pooling right there. Just saying.
Oh man, yeah, it was.
But
Uh,
yeah, go
I've
ahead.
never. There's been a few times watching this that I'm like, man, this food almost looks as good as like anime food. Sometimes I was
Yeah.
like, I think I'm gonna have to go out and try and find it.
But yeah, so let's get into this episode. We are
Yeah,
at the bowling alley. Hank just got a gutter ball, and we find out that they're on like a couple's date with the Souphanousinphones, Peggy and Hank, and then oddly enough, Boomhauer and Dale.
yeah, and it's
I-
it's funny. It's funny how we're lied into it though, because first you think that it's just Con and
yeah,
his wife, and then
yeah,
it's the Hills, and then like out of nowhere you kind of like look over and there's Dale and Boomhauer, and you're like,
yeah.
I thought you guys said this was a couple's night. What the
And it
hell?
kind of gets a little competitive because the Conan men win, and it's also they are married longer than Hank and Peggy.
They're planning their
30th
30th, yeah,
wedding
wedding
anniversary,
anniversary. Yeah,
which Peggy ends up telling a little bit of a white lie and says that she beat or won the bowling championship in Saudi Arabia
yeah,
because she got a 280. And then Hank's like, you didn't get a 280, you got a 180. Specifically, you said, oh yeah, I got a 180, y'all can 180 yourselves home.
yeah,
Get out of here.
yeah. 180 yourselves to the
And
door. Yeah,
she gets completely embarrassed at this point.
yeah,
And so we end up seeing, which one of the funniest jokes I think in this episode, we see Bill come in and they're like, oh hey Bill, how's it going? Y'all didn't invite Bill. Like, don't tell me y'all invited Bill. And because Khan's still kind of like butthurt about what happened
salty.
with, he's salty with what happened with between Bill and his mama.
Yeah, he
Which
is.
I forgot that Bill and Khan's mom like got it on.
Yeah, because then the weird thing is later on, whenever they pull his little paper out to say that he can't come to the other thing,
He's like
it's on there.
he's like he assaulted my mom.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it
Um,
was.
but yeah,
Uh
I mean, we get where Bill comes in. They're like, "Oh, you guys invited him," and they say something to Bill, and Bill's like, well, can a man come to his favorite restaurant? And walks up to the guy at the counter and sits down and says,
he's like, Tony, give me my usual.
yeah, and it's like a 12 pack of cheese sticks or something. It was,
yeah.
And you could tell because, like, I think if you're a King of the Hill fan, if you watch long enough, you can see like Bill's tell, which is like, if he's going somewhere for himself, he'll sit there and he'll enjoy it. If he goes somewhere to like, I don't want to say sneak around, but to like observe somebody else, he's usually like looking over his shoulder. He's checking on that person, like, you know what he's there for. So whenever we got this part, I'm going to my favorite restaurant, I couldn't argue with the fact that, yes, this is his favorite restaurant because of how well he was enjoying these cheese sticks.
Yeah, no, I definitely question that as well. Like, is he here for the cheese sticks, or is he here because of he felt left out, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But we end up leaving this scene. They end up leaving the bowling alley. Hank and Peggy get home, and she's like, Hank, I can't believe you did this to me. You know, you could have, like, just went along with my lie. And he's like, Peggy, I can't do that. I can't tell a lie. Which, gonna be honest, Hank, a little, like, hypocritical in this episode.
It's true.
A little hypocrite, just saying right now.
This is true. My only other weird concern on that is I felt like Hank has always been that way, though.
I guess.
And I feel like Peggy bringing it up this episode almost seemed like out of the blue, because I don't feel like he's ever kind of defended her on that. But Peggy's never been upset about it.
Yeah, and Peggy
you know
kind of tells some tall tales within, like, the King of the Hill series.
Yeah.
You know, she's kind of into herself, I feel like, a lot. Which they're talking, he's like, Peggy, I can't do that. You know, I can't, like, tell a lie. And we hear this commotion, and Hank's like, oh my God, I think somebody's breaking into the garage. He's like, no, I think somebody is breaking into the garage next door. And we get this funny gag, like, I didn't expect it, where Peggy gets, like, has this locked box under the bed. You expect them to pull out a gun.
Yeah.
And they pull out a nail gun. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I guess that works. It technically has a lot more shots.
That's true. I laughed really hard at that, you know, and being the stuff that we had earlier, like a few months ago or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really funny that it was a nail gun. It's almost like that we already knew that this episode was kind of needed, if that makes sense, because of that. And it's just like, oh my God, like, here's a nail gun. I
mean, I don't know if it was needed, but it was a funny fucking joke.
Yeah, yeah.
It was funny. And we end up seeing Hank go over to Kahn's house, I think it is. And he goes and he's like, hold it, or you're going to get, like, I think, like, it was like 16 inches full of, like, lead or something like that. I think it was. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was the pressure, like 16 ounces of forced nail or something. It was,
yeah.
I think it referred to the weight of the propane or whatever that was on it, or the gauge.
Yeah. But it was funny when we find out that Kahn is in his garage, and Hank's like, Kahn, what are you doing? You trying to break into your own garage or something? He's like, no, stupid. I'm actually looking for my remote because I'm trying. And Hank goes in. He's like, oh, what are you doing? You living out here? And he's like, no, I'm working on reupholstering my bed.
Yes.
And then we get probably another funny gag. It's a funny gag where he's like, look, tell me what's going on. And Kahn, like, shuts the garage door with them in it. And Hank was like, that is so unnecessary.
Right.
And we find out, we get the big reveal where we find out that Kahn and Min are divorced. and they can't tell anybody because it's a shame on the Asian country club community.
Yeah, and on their family.
And on their
So it'll
family,
be...
which is divorce like shameful in Asian cultures?
I don't know. Because they said that, and I was like, is this... I had to sit there and think for a second. I was like, is this a Laotian thing? Or is this like supposed to be an Asian thing? Because, I mean, we've read manga and stuff where the family's been divorced and
Yeah.
didn't seem like there was that much of a problem with it. So I want to say it's probably just a Laotian thing.
Or
But then
Asian
again,
country club community thing.
yeah, I mean, it could be that too. Like, who knows,
Yeah.
with Ted being like the chairman over the thing, he might have added some more rules to it.
And so Khan begs him, like, don't tell anybody I'm living out here. My life fucking sucks. I'm watching these two geckos have sex every night on my bed. Like, it's just
Well,
degrading.
There's two geckos that crawl up on his bed.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like just fucking, and it's a little sad. I feel a little sad for Khan.
Yeah.
As somebody who went through divorce, I can sympathize and empathize with him on this point.
Yeah, yeah. See, and the other weird thing is we've seen Min before,
Yeah.
and if Khan has always been in the garage, I'm just kind of like, why haven't we seen Khan before?
Here's the thing.
Like,
He's in fucking Texas.
yeah.
Our temperatures get up to like over 100 degrees sometimes. How is he still alive?
Right?
Would not have like heat stroke from sleeping in the garage.
Right. Well, and we didn't get that context either. That's the other problem.
Yeah.
We don't know how long he's been in the garage, but we do find out at one point. Like, at one point he tells Hank, I feel like they haven't been married for like a year. And then whenever,
yeah, something like that, yeah.
Later on, when we have where Connie talks to Bobby about it, because Connie knows, and we find out at this point that that Con does tell, well, because Hank asked Con, does Connie know? And he says yes, Connie is known. So later on, we do find out, and Connie tells Bobby it's been 2 years, which is a whole year more than he told Hank.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting to see like them pretending to be a couple.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious if like people actually do that in like actual marriages, Like
I don't know.
We're not together, but we're
Do you
together.
remember before in the older episodes if what's Khan's wife's name?
Min.
Min. You know if Min comes from like any kind of money?
I don't remember. To be honest.
Sometimes when Khan acts the way he does with Min, it makes me feel like Min came from money, and Khan is kind of like that. She's throwing me a bone, and so I'm going to act like her dog.
Maybe, and like
he seems like he over kisses her butt.
I mean, he also kind of like very much he overcompensates for stuff and like brags a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And he is all about like the materialistic things, like, oh, Hank Hill, I got this new golf set, and I got this new car, and all this other stuff, $50,000,
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that happening a lot, so he kind of holds that over, the redneck's head, as he calls them,
Yeah, yeah.
So I have no idea if she comes from money or not. I would have to go rewatch the entire series to find out, I guess. Or Google it, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, we move from that to, I want to say it's the next day where we see Bobby and Connie at.
No, we get where where Hank comes back into the room.
Oh, yeah. You want to take this scene?
Yeah. So Hank comes back into the room, and Peggy is like, oh, well, what's going on over there? And Hank basically tells Peggy the same thing that Con originally told him about, oh, he's reupholstering whatever.
His
Da, 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 da.
marital bed.
Yeah, yeah. And something you can tell, like how Hank is acting, like there's something under his skin. So he automatically like climbs in, takes his glasses off, all this. And
Yeah.
Peggy's still like sitting up and looking at him. And then we just kind of fade into the next scene,
which is Bobby and Connie.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, doing stuff for the party that Min and Con are having for their anniversary.
Yeah, they're at Rabata Chain.
They're at Rabata Chain, yeah. And they're talking and stuff, and Connie's like, oh man, I wish I could tell my mom we're in like, what was it, an open or non-committal, was it EMS?
E&M.
E&M, that's what it was. And, she's like just kind of upset about it and stuff. And you can tell it's really bothering her, I guess, that, like they're just really putting on this party for the Wasana songs.
Yeah.
At this point, and all their other country club people, mostly the Wasana songs, because they have to please them of all people.
Right.
Because they're some of the most stuck up people in Arlen, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which there's stuff in this episode that I do not like. And it's more like when we get to like how they treat Bobby specifically.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we get into it, and then Hank and Peggy, or Hank comes home. He's like, oh, you're watching your reality show, so I'm going to go rotate my lawnmower tires.
Yeah.
And she's like, not so fast. I know you're lying to me. What's going on? And like, you have a tail. And his tail is he takes off his glasses and like cleans them.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. He's like, okay, fine. I'll tell you. Min and Con are broken up. And she's like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I can like rub it in their faces or whatever. And he's like, no, don't tell. It'll ruin everything with Connie and stuff. Like and probably what's going on with Bobby,
Well, and then he tells her that since it's his secret, that by extension now it's her secret, and she's not allowed to say anything about it.
Yeah. So we get that, and then my memory is a little fuzzy. Do we go straight to the party after this?
Right after this, we go to. I think we do just go to the party because I almost backed us back up to the beginning about Dale being the videographer and Boomhauer being the mixologist.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Dale's the videographer, and Brian. I forgot what his last name was. Brian.
Yeah.
Brian and his band, they're more like a jazz band or whatever. But they got hired to play at Min and Con's anniversary, which is funny.
Which I have to say, after all these times, and we've talked about this, I was very happy to see Brian actually come back, where we actually got to see him where he wasn't just in the alley. So he's got some more character development.
I do like that as well. Like I like seeing Brian in the situation, and he like kind of takes the songs and like incorporates Laotian.
Oh my God, I thought that was fucking great.
Do Laotians speak Laotian, or do they speak like Mandarin? I forgot.
I think they have like their own branch.
Okay.
Like it could still be like in Mandarin, but it could be a different kind of Mandarin.
Yeah.
Or it could be like have the same influence, kind of like how like if you're speaking like they're called Romance languages, but it's really Roman languages.
Yeah.
So like French and Spanish, how they sound closely alike. Mm-hmm. It could be something like that where the Mandarin and the Laotian sound really closely alike. But he learned some of the phrases in that, and he also has one of his like bandmates pull out like some of their like
instruments.
Yeah. And like did songs that we know, and I was just like, "Oh my God!"
At one point,
top tier.
At one point, I think they do like Boys to Men at one point.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that part was really fun. That's one thing that I kind of wish got taken more advantage of with the stories, which Brian's not in a lot of episodes.
No.
And they made such a big deal about, oh, we have this new character, and he's only in like a handful of episodes is like kind of a minor character.
Yes. Besides being in the opener, if we completely cut the opener out altogether of seeing Brian in there,
He's like in the first episode, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's just basically in the first episode. Like up until this episode, Willow was in more episodes than him.
Willow's R.I.P.
And you're
Willow.
like, what?
R.I.P. Willow.
All right. I mean, maybe if you wish hard enough, she'll come back for season 15.
I hope she's gonna be She's gonna be Joseph's girlfriend.
Oh my god, I would love that, because there would be a lot of jokes about Joseph getting Bobby's like dirty seconds or whatever.
Yeah, his sloppy seconds.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I just gotta say, Joseph tries so hard with the aunties in this episode where he's
I laugh so hard.
Yeah,
so hard. And then like the little side banter, it's like, hey, is Joseph hand feeding the aunties again?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god.
But
it's really funny because like you're seeing that underlying layer of John Redcorn in him, though.
Yeah,
as the way that he's doing it.
I mean, he's trying for sure.
Yeah,
but he's striking out.
At the same time, it's really weird because I almost kind of feel we're getting a little mix of like Bill in there, because we already know kind of how dumb Joseph is.
Yeah.
And he's kind of doing that, but it's like we got that little mix of Bill because he's going after, the Laotian aunties, kind of like Bill went after Kahn's mom.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we see this scene where like I think it's where Bobby is in the kitchen and Connie comes in and she's like, oh, everybody loves the food, and he's like, good, I'm glad everybody loves the food, and she starts talking about how Chang is just putting on like a show, keeps like trying to grab her butt, pull her in close, like hold on to her, kiss her, everything to just impress the family. Which I feel for Connie in this episode. I know I kind of trashed on Connie in like, I think like it was the last episode or the episode before.
Yeah, I think it was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, I kind of trashed.
It was before Willow. So
yeah, it was before Willow. I kind of trashed on Connie before, but I feel like, man, I feel sorry for her in this episode. Like what she has to go through.
But I mean, it feels exactly like what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But going from there, like we had that, and she goes in, obviously has to talk to Bobby about it. Bobby's sitting there like, oh, I'm doing my job. And he takes another tray out there, and you think that it's going to be really good because people are starting to talk about Bobby's food.
Oh, everybody really loves it.
They automatically turn around and start talking about like Ted and Kahn.
Oh,
like it's irrelevant that Bobby made the food, and like they're not trying to give Bobby the praise for making the food.
Yes, and that is probably the one thing that I fucking hate about this episode is that Bobby does not get the fucking credit he deserves.
And I mean, everybody else at this, forgive me for saying this because I feel like you'll be on the same boat, but almost the entire fucking country club I feel like is the cult of Ted.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody is like up Ted's butt, and I realize that part of it is because Ted is like the guy that's over the club now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the fact of that there's so many people like readily like passing Bobby off, and I mean they have to know that Bobby works at Rabata Chang and have met him before. Like it throws me off just as much that he's not getting that recognition.
Yeah, especially when like what was it like when I think it's when Kahn and Min go over to talk to Ted and his wife. He's like, "Oh, how's it going?" And I think Chang and maybe Connie are there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, how did you get the Ganga root?" Or I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
Uh, and he's like, "Oh, I had help," but he never says Bobby. And he's like, how these all these dishes were inspired by like our culture in Connie, I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because Connie is so sweet, and that's why the sticky rice is so sweet, and they are fucking just lapping this up.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's such the sweetest thing. Oh my god, I love it so much. And this is where like I feel like Peggy should have like just fucking stepped in and like wrecked shop. As how much her and Hank at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like sort of just stood up for Bobby at this point because how proud Hank is of Bobby for what he's accomplished, and like how much like Peggy, like I don't want to say like I not as an idolize, but like loves Bobby and like what
Yeah,
he's
I'd say it's caught in between somewhere with Peggy of like idolizing and babying still.
yeah. And
Um but for sure like the whole thing with Hank, like Hank could have said something a lot better. And I really don't think Hank was like really listening too much until he saw that Peggy was getting distressed by it.
yeah.
And that's where he was trying to like kind of
Yeah, because I think Khan starts like talking about how perfect couple. Min and Khan start talking like how much of a perfect couple Connie and Chain are,
Yeah.
and like they're like the best thing ever. Our two families are gonna come together, and she was like, oh, I think one of them was like, oh yeah, Connie dated like a couple duds, and
Yeah.
then this is where Peggy speaks up, and she's like, my son is not a dud, like
Yeah.
they
Well,
had a real relationship.
and the worst thing about this is you can see where from our viewpoint we're looking from the other side of the group over past them where
Yeah,
Bobby has served part of this food, and Khan says it in that group around Hank and Peggy, but not loud enough for Bobby to hear it.
yeah,
And so Bobby's doing all this other stuff. We see him walk back into the back of the kitchen and everything else, and he's still going for it. And I just really want to know, like, and you can chime in here if you think, like, do you think if Bobby would have heard it, Bobby would have said something about that?
honestly, no, probably not, because Ted's his boss. Like Ted's technically his boss.
That's true.
And like
Well, I don't know. See, I'm on the fence about it. Because it's Khan, I don't know if he would say anything about it. I don't
maybe,
think he would give a shit about. I think he would give a shit about what Ted thought. I don't think he'd give a shit about what Khan thought. And knowing Khan and Ted's history, I don't know if Bobby would have cared to say anything because Ted probably would have jumped in on the bashing of Khan if that had happened.
maybe I don't know, because I mean, when you think about it, like Bobby is technically part owner of the
It's
business,
true. Yeah.
and they would have to buy him out of the
Yeah.
business, and they would kind of be shit out of luck because I feel like Emilio would probably follow Bobby and go with him.
Yeah. Well, and Bobby's the only one that does all that stuff. Like
Yeah, Bobby
Chang's
runs the entire restaurant.
Chang's not the one. And then the last episode where they had the meeting with Chang and Ted, and they had to talk about the money that Bobby saved, and it went towards a speeding ticket that Chang had gotten.
Yeah,
Like he's costing him an arm and a leg. Chang is costing Ted that.
hmm
Bobby's the one that is actually making all this other stuff. So realistically, I'd like to say he'd be able to look past that and kind of like have more faith in Bobby on that
yeah,
and not try and like buy him out or anything for that reason.
yeah.
But change the golden boy.
It's
So
funny. It's funny that you say that, like he's the golden boy, because I didn't realize until this episode that the restaurant is named after
yeah,
Chain.
Rabata Chang, yeah.
Yeah, Rabata Chain. And I was like, oh my god, it makes so much sense.
Yeah. And robota is the style of food that they serve. So
Yeah,
it's that kind of traditional food that Bobby has now made into the Japanese German cuisine,
yeah.
and then Chang's name is on it.
Yeah, and I really didn't like this scene where like we see like men be like, "Oh yeah, they had like a puppy love romance. He was not even housebroken." And then like Khan chimes in and she was like, "Yeah, he was just a chubby stepping stone
Yeah.
for Chain." And I was like, it fucking got me heated. I was like, "Don't talk about our boy Bobby like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Bobby's got the riz, okay?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, like I didn't like that part whatsoever." Like, and just
Well,
the
and I'm going to jump forward a little bit
uh-huh
because we do jump forward where there is Dale's got a drone that he's videographer and
and his weird hide a camera thing he got.
oh my god, well his weird angles, like when he jumped on the floor underneath that couple and was like, no,
Yeah,
act like I'm not even here. I'm like, they're gonna kick you in the head. Like, what do you mean don't act like you're even here?
yeah,
Because they're in the middle of a dance. And
yeah.
uh it goes into it where Connie does go back to Bobby again, and they're talking about it. And I can't remember if it was Connie that said it or Bobby. One of them asked, and then the camera was there,
Okay,
and they
so
kept
we
talking
missed the
about it.
whole thing first.
Yeah,
So before that, we see Connie like walks off the conversation after the whole Bobby is like a piece of shit type of thing.
yeah,
Um, she leaves, and Min follows Connie, and this is a big scene I feel like for Connie,
uh,
where she's like, "Give me like a mint Jula extra strong or whatever I think it was," and
a
Min
mint julep.
shows,
Yeah,
yeah, something like that, and like Min shows up and she's like, "Oh, why aren't you with Chain? You guys are so cute, you know, blah blah blah. You're gonna get married," and she's like, basically like,
I
"Shut the
have to
fuck."
say, it makes me laugh every time you talk about men. You always do a voice, and it's great.
She's like, "Oh my god, like wait, we need to get married. Like, come on." And like, she's like, Connie's like basically like, "Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Like, shut up. You don't know what I want. Like, I'm 21 years old." You know, and Min's like, "Oh, I got like married at 21. Like, it's okay. You know,
yeah,
I just want you to have the best." And then she's like you have the fucking best marriage? Like, do we really need to bring that up right now?
yeah,
Like fuck you, basically. Like, I love this scene. I love this scene, and it leads into which the scene you were talking about, which I'll let you talk about that.
yeah. Which so this little drone goes in as Bobby and Connie are talking about the
No,
stuff.
it's not a drone. So Dale left the camera in the plant.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was the drone.
Yeah, no. So Dale is like has this like weird hide a camera thing where it like looks like it has leaves on it. And
Okay, okay,
he goes and throws it in the plant, which it's filming Bobby and Connie. And then like he goes because he needs to do like a slideshow or something like that, I think it was,
yeah.
for the party. But you can go into it, sorry.
Well, and then it like records to the big screen, right,
Yeah.
or something, and it's them talking about how Con and Min haven't been together for 2 years and all this other stuff. And I kid you not, I felt like this part was like this part of the story we needed for a long time. It reminded me of the first episode of the Boondocks,
Oh yeah.
where Huey tells everybody like the secrets of the black man. And I was like, "Oh my god." Like, cuz everything stops and then it all just like turns to hell. Like
Yeah.
in one fell swoop, like Con and Min shit is out. Bobby not being like that bad of a person comes out, you know, like
Yeah.
Chang and Connie's relationship breaking out like happens. Like
Yeah.
the fact that Chang is a, you know, a fucking sleazeball because of all the different stuff. And you know, basically Connie calling him out saying like, you can stop pretending now. He goes, okay, and then still finding out more of a sleazeball, which I thought he could be saved until I heard him utter this line, which
Oh.
was, oh well, even if we're not together, I can still come by your house and like
We can have sex.
have sex with you if we need to.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Which I love this scene where, like, obviously, like, after everything blows up, which we didn't even get to, like, the weird subplot with Bill trying to get into the party, which was
That's true.
hysterical.
Well, didn't the party start breaking up when he was trying to get in?
No, so he was trying to get in, and then, like, afterwards, when it breaks up, he does get in.
Yeah, because that's when Khan's like, oh, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. And I love when this scene where, like, Connie is obviously distraught about everything, and I think Chang shows up, and Bill's, like, in the background running on the golf course. And she's like, I really needed you. Like, where were you? Can we talk? And, like, he's like, whoa. We don't do this whole emotions thing, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to go do my own thing. And that's where, she's obviously distraught. She can't deal with this, and it's just a very sad scene. And we end up moving into where she's on the golf course sitting down, and Bobby shows up with rice because Bobby says food cures everything, basically.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I really just need a hug. And, like, it's a very sweet moment, I feel like, between Bobby and Connie. It's funny, too, because Bobby gets so surprised that, like, they broke up, basically. And, like, Kahn and Min are, like, their reputation is ruined. Ted wants nothing to do with them at one point, It's all over. And then Bill finally shows up, and he, like, starts shoving food in his pockets. I think he puts, like, mashed potatoes in his pocket at one point.
Yeah.
And I was like, ew.
Bill is that guy.
I was like, ew, okay. But he puts chicken in one, so, I mean, hey, and
it'll even itself out somehow.
Yeah. And so we kind of sort of end with, like, Brian still playing the music, Hank and Peggy celebrating that they've been married, like, 29 years.
Yeah.
And we get this scene at the end where we see Kahn in his garage. And Kahn is packing up his stuff. Obviously, he's moving out. He's a disgrace to his family because he got a divorce. He's going to start his next chapter in his life. And we get this nice scene where we see Hank and the guys. They're there. They got their beers. They got a 6-pack. They want to give Kahn a beer to, like, hang out with them and stuff, Yeah. To be one of the guys. And he just gets up and closes the garage. And then Hank, like, takes the beer and rolls it under the door. Yeah. And, like, that's how the episode ends.
Yeah, which we did forget one little part.
What?
We got where at the thing, Peggy does start talking about something when they're dancing on the dance floor. And somebody asked Peggy about something. And she goes, oh, well, I'm not that good of a dancer or whatever. And we come full circle on kind of, I guess it would be the B plot.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Of Hank basically being like, oh, no, she took, like, the golden dance in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
we lied get that for her.
Yeah, we got that full plot turnaround where it was like, hey, like, Hank is now, taking on this thing of lying for Peggy to make her sound better than she is. But to everybody else, obviously she's going to sound better, but they're the only two that are really in on that, not a joke, but they're in on that story, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's get into talking about, like, what we thought about this episode.
Yeah.
So, as a whole, I don't hate this episode. I hate I don't like the voice actor for Kahn. We've already established that. Other than that, like, I do like this episode. I really like the parts with Bobby and Connie.
Yes.
Are probably, like, the highlights of this episode for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
And, like, how we finally get, like, their relationship starting to form, possibly, allegedly.
Well, and did you think it was going to happen this fast? Because I mean, at the end
No.
of last episode, we just got where, like we did have the fucked up shit with Willow happen,
Yeah.
but we had where Bobby told Hank in the car when they were driving home, like, hey, like, Willow wasn't the one for me, and it wasn't because of anything with her, but I still love Connie.
Yeah.
So I wasn't imagining that we were going to get the next episode where that was going to open up. I don't know
Just
why I didn't think about it, but
just saying justice for Willow. We need justice for Willow.
I don't know. I guess a lot of people need justice because it wasn't the first
First,
shit dropped on his desk.
but yeah, no, I enjoy this. I think it does a lot for Bobby and Connie's relationship moving forward, and I'm curious as to where Kahn is going to fit into this new King of the Hill world as a bachelor.
I don't
Like,
know.
are we going to touch on this story moving forward in the next season? I would be interested to see them do that.
Yeah.
To see maybe what if he moved in with like Bill or something. I don't know.
Oh my god, that'd
I
be
don't.
so
I
weird.
don't think he would move in with Bill, but the two
No, but it
bachelors.
it would be pretty cool to have him and Bill come to like talking terms
Like an
of
understanding.
talk. Yeah, and an understanding, like Bill coming out and being like, "Hey, I really did love your mom,"
Yeah.
and Con kind of like. Now, what would make it weird if Con ever was like, "Dad"?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that'd be weird as shit. But that would be kind of a touching moment. I feel like between both of them, of like Bill admitting, like, "Hey, I loved your mom. I had a lot of feelings for her, and like, I understand you don't like me, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Like I like this episode. I don't like how Bobby just got thrown to the side. And like he never actually really got the credit for Robota Chain.
right,
Like in this. Like it just for me that's kind of sucks. Like I don't like seeing like we all know that like Chain and Ted know like Bobby's a good cook. From like, I think it was episode 2.
well, and they know that Bobby, and I would argue episode 1, but they know that Bobby basically is the one that's holding that restaurant together, because without him doing the cooking, and I mean him doing all the cleaning and shit too, like they're saving a shit ton of money on paying
Yeah.
people. So I mean, he is doing all that stuff, and if they missed out on the opportunity, like there's a lot of shit that's going to go wrong, I feel like, in that. And that's one thing that I can't wait to see, is if Bobby and Connie do get together, will there be some kind of weird animosity between him, or with Chang and him, and
I
will Ted have to step in and basically not pick Chang as his favorite and be like, "You're acting stupid, Chang. Like Bobby can do what he wants,"
I
kind of
don't know
thing.
if Chain even fucking cares about Connie.
I don't think so.
To be honest, I don't think he cares, and I just think he's like, "There's another thing to stick my dick in." Basically,
Yeah,
I mean, I think he was all for like the open relationship or whatever the fuck they had, you
yeah,
know. But I think Connie's better than that, to be honest. And I think her and Bobby deserve each other because they are
yeah,
like each other's lobster, if you get that reference.
yeah. No, I mean, I think Connie could be that way on her own terms, but we knew deep down this wasn't on Connie's terms.
Yeah,
This was some BS to have her parents, still be happy and go from there. So,
yeah,
I mean, honestly, though, the weird part is they could have still been in a relationship and been a couple without them ever hooking up. So, you know,
yeah. True, true. But
I,
I'm looking,
I see it in a lot of different ways.
I'm
But
looking forward to covering these next 3
2.
episodes. 2?
Yeah, because we're on 8 right now, so I think
8.
we just have 9, 10.
Okay. I'm looking forward to covering these next episodes with you because I know you haven't watched them yet.
Yeah.
I watched this episode like 4 times.
Oh, I know. You were like, I have time to stew over this bitch.
I know. Well, I mean, I originally watched it, and then I watched it with my girlfriend. We happened to watch this episode together, and I watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday, and then I watched it 2 times today. I think it was.
So you watched it 5 times?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I had some time to stew over this. I mean, I have to rewatch it because I have to like take notes and shit.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I mean, it was a decent episode. I hope we get some interesting plots going from this episode, like that go into next season.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Bobby is better than doesn't need Rabata Chain. I think Bobby could do it on his own.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he could, but without somebody else picking him up, I don't think he's going to be able to get into it as fast as he would like.
Yeah, I think he needs to get like a food truck.
Oh, like for him and Emilio?
Yeah, for him and Emilio, and get like a food truck, and then work their way up to get like their own like
Restaurant
building. Which,
well, I remember you talking about Emilio's kids are going to come in at one point, so that's got to be like the next episode.
I don't know if Emilio has kids.
Okay.
I don't remember saying Emilio's kids come into this.
Yeah.
I said Cotton's kid comes into this.
Oh, Jesus.
Like Good Hank shows up.
Yeah.
I think in the next episode he shows up.
Yeah, because the last episode, I think, is the John Redcorn episode. So if we only got 2, there's not that many we have left to go.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we got more Emilio.
I know. Emilio's so cool.
Yeah.
I like him as the standoff guy for Bobby, because not only does Emilio seem like he's got all this wisdom, but Emilio's got enough of that, like, all shit, watch out.
Like
gumption.
Street smarts type of thing.
Yeah, like street stuff to him. Like on the rat thing, like, you want me to take care of him, boss? And he pulls out the gun, and you're like, oh, what?
Like, don't do it.
Yeah,
no. Yeah, I hope we get to develop it more. You know, I still hope for a Bobby takes over the King of the Hill mantle, and this takes over the show. To be honest,
yeah.
Hank can retire. Even though I love Hank can retire. He can actually retire.
Yeah, because I mean, moving forward, there's going to be new hurdles, and I could see Hank being the grandpa, but I feel like it's just going to be a rehash of some of the things we saw as Bobby as a kid.
Yeah.
And what will happen out of that if Bobby and Connie have a daughter?
Yeah, no, most definitely. But just want to say thank you for everybody who listened to the podcast. Jen, where can they find you?
You can find me at Manga Restart on Instagram. You can find me at Bard's Tavern on Instagram. You can find me here, and wherever you can find Otakuology. So,
and you can find me also on Otakuology, as well as the Otaku Mike on YouTube. I just want to say a big shout out to friends of the podcast, Comically Comics Podcast. They're friends of mine. I went on 22 Comics YouTube channel months ago, but he gave us a shout out on his show tonight as of recording this. He gave us a shout out, and I just wanted to shout them out as well. I will leave a link down for their socials so you can check out. They have a really good podcast. They do mostly comic books and like comic book movies and stuff like that. It's a real fun podcast. I've been currently listening to their Peacemaker coverage after we cover our episodes. I'll go and listen to theirs.
You're like, You're like, I gotta make sure we're on semi wavelengths.
Well, I mean, they're hilarious. They're
Yeah,
really funny. There's three of them, and they're hysterical, and like their theories that they have and stuff are pretty fun. I just want to
yeah,
say, go check them out because podcasting is a struggle, and we need to help each other out in that area.
right.
But anyways,
Well,
thanks for
and
listening.
and one more thing,
Okay.
if you need another one of our episodes to check out, go check out our autism one. That what's the name of the thing?
Oh, autism scene.
Yeah, they still have their writing thing going on, I believe, through November, right?
December to January.
That's right. So if you are a writer, go check them out, and you may be able to get some connections and stuff for that. It's open for anybody that is an established writer, or if you're a novice that has never actually been published, but you know that your work's good. So go check out that episode, and you can get a little more information on that.
Yeah.
But until next time, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Peace out.